Is it possible for a player to get a rank 4 6-star champion by the end of 2021? Oh yeah, I got a very interesting deep dive type video. This was inspired by a tweet that I saw a little while ago. I think it was Wade Thrillson who put something like, has somebody done the math as to whether or not it's possible, which I believe a free-to-play player, to get a rank 4 6-star champion and where the places to grab the resource from? And it was something that sat in my mind, and then today I've been doing a few hours research into this video. I wanted to share what I found and also share some predictions and the likelihood of you picking up a rank 4 champion, a rank 4 6-star champion in 2021 or by the end of the year. And before anybody says like, oh well, I'm never gonna get a rank 4 6-star champion, don't be defeatist. You can do it. Come on, smash some content. Get yourself up to Cavalier, get yourself up to Thronebreaker, smash through content, break barriers down. You can do it. I believe in you. See, positive and uplifting content. I can do it. Hit the like button. Thank you. But let's get down to business. How we're going to start this video, how we're going to structure it is that we've got a spreadsheet. Yes, we've also got to find out like what we need. The second thing is the content that has been and gone in the last year that's been kind of there and gone stuff, special events, those kind of things. And the third thing is that what other content's coming on. And also there's another thing, which is like, yeah, content that we've still got, perma content that you can grind out if you haven't grinded out already. So there's 4 kind of like bits to this. So let's start with the first thing, which you can see on screen right here, which is to get a rank 4 champion, you require to have 3 tier 6 basics. 3 tier 6 basics, which comes to 171,000 fragments total because they're 57,000 a piece. Very expensive. Tier 3 alpha are 45,000 a time to form, which gives you a need for 135,000 tier 3 alpha fragments. So yeah, there's a lot of fragments, a lot more than the tier 2 and tier 5 respectively. Let's go over some of the content that Kabam have produced. I'm not mentioning Deadpool Spring Cleaning because from what I gather you had to spend in order to get things like the tier 6 basics. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I will mention the Summer of Pain finale, but it's not something I'm taking into consideration because not a lot of people did it. But let's start off with the first bit of content that Kabam produced. And that was back in June, called the Grandmaster Gauntlet. In my opinion, this has been the best piece of content Kabam have produced since June. Other than that, I've just found a lot of it incredibly repetitive and very boring. But this one, for me, was just like, it slapped all kinds of positive because it had great rewards, fun and engaging type of quest dynamic, and as well it just seemed, yeah, just fun. And from this you can pick up 20,250 tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments, also 34,000 tier 6 basic catalyst fragments. This really started off a lot of players. If you were free to play, then this started you on your journey in order to really get a nice amount of what you require. Then we had July 4th deals. Some of them were good. You needed at least 5,000 units to unlock this superior catalyst bundle, which featured 28,500 tier 6 basic catalyst fragments, 22,500 tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments. Again, a nice healthy chunk. Not a huge amount being available for rank 4. That really kind of came after things of like the Summer of Pain and a few other things as well to kind of really get something decent. So yeah, that was good. And then came the Summer of Pain. First of all, there was the little top peak milestone, not the finale, that will be mentioned in a minute, but the first point was that you were getting 6,750 tier 3 alpha and 17,100 tier 6 basics. Now, as I said, one thing that I'm not really putting in this video, but I am going to mention it and try and work some kind of calculations in, is that if people 100%ed the peak objective rewards for the finale, so the Summer of Pain finale, which if you've done one, you can do the other, and it's like, okay, with some good stuff at the end of it, with 34,200 tier 6 basic fragments, and then 13,500 tier 3 alpha. As I said, the reason I'm not putting it so much in is because not a huge volume of people did it, so therefore it doesn't really kind of help out covering everybody. As this, if people did this, they probably would be, you know, a lot further along than others. More so if they spent a little bit as well, that would have like absolutely nailed it for them to get a rank 4 really easily. So let's move on to Karina's challenges. And Karina's challenges have 3 opportunities, but it's the last one that's not the most difficult, but it adds into the time-consuming element to it. I did one Karina's challenge. I actually found it really enjoyable, which is good. Like, I'm glad that that's the case, and I will be looking to do more of these, but it's just finding the available time, which is a bit of a problem for me at the moment. But if you do Dance Off, you get tier 3 alpha of 9,000. If you do Inhuman Stamina, you get 11,400. And then right at the very end, if you do all 9 volume 1, you get 11,250 plus 14,250 tier 6 basics. So there's a good amount of volume there. So let's assume you've picked yourself up a little July 4th bundle and you've got yourself a good amount from the other things that we have talked about since June that's come into the game. What does that put you out with totals? Well, based on doing all those things mentioned, you could be looking at 78,750 tier 3 alpha fragments, and tier 6 basic fragments, you could be looking at 125,400. Which could mean that if you do Act 7.3 100% and Act 7.2 100%, and that's another thing as well, it's not actually a huge amount of volume of those there. So that's something to consider as well. So you could take out that if you haven't 100%ed Act 7.3 and 7.2. You could be looking at an opportunity, and do bear in mind that this is based on like permanent content you can go back to. Then you will need 45,600 tier 6 basic fragments and 56,250 tier 3 alpha fragments, okay? And for any of those saying, oh, well, that's, you know, that's all well and good, but some of this stuff won't come back again. Kabam have confirmed that the Grandmaster Gauntlet will come back. Act 7.3 and 7.2 is going nowhere. Karina's challenges are going nowhere as well. And also when it comes to Cyber Weekend deals, they always remain the same. So they become chase goals for you if you're looking to down the line get stuff. Summer of Pain, we had Summer Smackdown on year 2020, 2021 was Summer of Pain. I'm sure Kabam are going to put something else in. So if you are thinking that these things won't ever return and you may be kind of like uncollected Cavalier and kind of going like, oh, well, am I ever going to be able to do this? And the answer is yes, things will come back for you. There's also some other things we need to consider when trying to getting those additional tier 6 basic fragments and tier 3 alpha fragments before the end of the year. How do we do it? Where do we go? Well, we've got options, okay? There is going to be Cyber Weekend deals close to December. That's the first thing to acknowledge. And also starting November 19th is one of the first ever times Kabam are putting into map quest grinding the ability to pick up tier 6 basic fragments and tier 3 alpha fragments. This will be limited to rank 31 and will see you pick up 1,500 tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha fragments, 1,000 respectively, when you do a sequence. So this is going to be beneficial for those that are looking to kind of grind and get these particular chase rewards and chase items and chase resources. And again, you might be saying to yourself, well, I can't do that, Rich. I can't do map 8. Well, the advantage is to those that don't want to extensively grind, we've got the gifting event coming up. And the gifting event will see, hopefully, fingers crossed, Kabam get this right and put in some of these chase rewards. Whether or not, and I don't think it's going to be Alliance ranked that you'll see them, but I definitely think there will be a slight nod to the stuff. With tier 5 class catalyst being the best thing about kind of last year, this year should see those particular chase rewards. When it comes to the solo experience, that again is going to be something that you should see it in. It'd be very, very unusual for Kabam not to put, again, as I said, the chase resource into this, which last year saw tier 5 class catalyst selected at the top end, but also a good amount towards the lower end as well, with at 60 to 90 and going down to the 5% there of tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystal 2%, you should see at least some sort of chunk of it for your trouble. But a year goes by and there should be a lot more than 2%. It would be very, very weird for Kabam not to put in something that was more than that. So where does everything come to a head with chasing the volume that we require by the end of the year? Very difficult depending on where you are in the game. As I said, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about are things that are not going anywhere, and they can only improve. So the volume of, so when you get to like Cavalier and you go Cavalier to Thronebreaker, that your chase resource to getting a rank 4 champion over the year will get easier. I mean, you can imagine it's a lot easier to get when you're a Thronebreaker, getting tier 5 class catalyst, but when you were a Thronebreaker for the first time, getting it was still very difficult, and some of these deals didn't actually look any good. But as the months have gone on, and what will be the years go on, getting a rank 4 champion will be a lot more easier than you might think. But that's something, as I said, it's more of a chase resource. It's very early in the game. Kabam are kind of looking at as the big cash cow at the moment for getting kind of like people spending on stuff. So that's really kind of like where they're at, but it'll get better. It really will. But this process is just showcasing, is it possible? The answer is yes. It is possible to do. It just means that we need a good cyber weekend, a good gifting event rank, whether or not it's alliance and as well solo. So an estimation of 28,500 tier 6 basic fragments and 22,500 tier 3 alpha is not totally ridiculous. It could even be split by going like, I don't know, 10k to alliance for tier 6 basic fragments, and then 10k or like 8k, and you're still finding that maybe from the solo side of things you're able to pick up as well. Cyber weekend could come up, a good unit grind of arena in November, December could see an opportunity. And also those that do the lower end of map 8 grinding for rank 31 could see 1,500 from tier 6 basic fragments and 1,000 tier 3 alpha over 5 sequences before the end of 2021. So is it possible to get one by the end of the year? Yes. Is it going to be hard? Of course it's going to be hard. Kabam don't want to give out anything for free. But also, you know, Kabam could throw out some more content. Could we see some more Karina's challenges unexpectedly? Yeah. More than likely that's something that will happen. Is it more of a next year thing? I would say so, but I just want to say expect the unexpected when it comes to Kabam. There could be some kind of like end game content they're working on, which you know, will just kind of blow everything out of the kind of the stratosphere, and you're there like going, oh, I best do this then. But yeah, that has been the video. That has been a little deep dive into that. If I've missed anything, then it's good that there's more opportunities. As I said, if you've done the Summer of Pain finale, it will mean that you will only need to see Cyber Weekend, the gifting event, and then you're probably done. You won't need to kind of like do as much effort into December. So that's like, you know, good on you. But do bear in mind, not a lot of people did the kind of the full peak side of things, because, you know, it was kind of very repetitive. But it is what it is, it was what it was. Hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of a fun deep dive for a Tuesday here on the channel. Some more content coming up very, very soon. Appreciate you for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that will be. Bye-bye for now.